Carolina, Jeff calls in sick with the flu. Renee's stuck at the palace dealing with a possible maintenance workers strike. Don't you worry, this place is gonna be jumping. May not look like it now, but when everyone gets off work, they're gonna be filing in here, I hope. Anyway, thanks again. Maggie?
Huh? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Something wrong?
No. Yeah, this place, Max.
This place. Oh, okay. I guess if you don't want to stay and you need to be somewhere else, I could manage alone.
Actually, I figured out what's wrong.
With who?
Not with who, with this place. It's dated. Think about it. We're this close to the millennium. We're 3 years from the year 2000. This place looks like something out of the 70s. Just needs one of those little silver balls with the colored lights bouncing off.
Oh, disco ball? Do you know where I can get one? I've been looking for one. Put them over to Moose.
Serious?
Great little black lights. Okay, Miss Serious. I think the place needs a complete overhaul. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to call up this old house and hope they come in and pay for it?
It wouldn't have to cost a fortune.
Oh, yeah, right.
No, really.
I'm looking for Maggie Carpenter. Mrs. Buchanan sent this. It came for you at the Palace Hotel. She thought it might be important.
The registered letter.
Yes, it is important.
Thank you, ma'am.
Did you get that door on the way out?
No.
I really hate to tell you this, but it's not going to open itself.
I wonder what's in it.
Well, only one way to find out.
Cass?
Sorry. For heaven's sakes, what are you doing in here? I thought we had a date. What are you doing? I thought we were on a purely professional
Just give me a break, okay? I just came in here to look at you. Came in here to look for you.
Hello to one and all. I hope you're well. If you're viewing this tape, it means my worst fears have been realized, and I have met an untimely end. But my last act before I leave this earth will be to tell you exactly who is responsible. It's not every man who gets a chance to attend his own funeral, even electronically. But if indeed there is a funeral, then I have been murdered, and I know who did it. In fact, the reason I made this videotape was because I could sense the murder coming. And I wanted to make sure that the man who did it gets the punishment he deserves.
I don't think I want to hear this.
You know, contrary to what you believe, I did not sneak in and cry attention. All right, hold it. Hold, stop!
You know that?
Come on, RJ is showing a tape.
What are you talking about? What?
Oh, Carlo.
Okay.
Now, come on. Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Who knows? That may be my last brandy. What can I say? It was good. But alas, we must always come back to the grim reality of my murder. I couldn't believe someone so close, someone I trusted completely, could betray me, let alone think of murdering me. But unfortunately, as I delve into this person's behavior.
We're just gonna let this play.
And I can't discover he was draining money from my accounts all along. Almost from the first day. Unfortunately, by the time I had this proof, I'd also come to discover how extremely dangerous a man he was. So I decided not to confront him directly, for fear of my life. But if this videotape is being seen, it means I was murdered by someone who's extremely capable of it, since he's murdered before. The man's name is Antonio Vega. Even as I speak his name, I find it hard to believe. I took young Antonio Vega under my wing, gave him a high-paying job, paid for his brother's college education, paid off the mortgages on the diner his mother now owned. I was even planning to make him my heir, as if he were my son. And how does he repay me? With thievery, treachery, betrayal. My only hope is that he's captured and punished for what he's done. May God have mercy on his soul and mine. Thank you.
None of this is true. None of it. He's lying!
One Life to Live, brought to you by Oil of Olay, a lifetime of beautiful skin.
It's from Rome. They've granted me my separation. I'm not a nun anymore.
You divorced from the church?
No, I'm still Catholic, Max. I'm just permanently separated from my order. Why are you smiling?
Why? Because I'm happy. In fact, I think this calls for celebration. What do you want to drink?
Celebrate what?
Maggie, you've ended one chapter in your life and you're about to begin another one. A new, beautiful chapter.
I don't think this is something to celebrate.
Wait, hold it. Is this Maggie Carpenter right here, the one that asked to leave the church, the one that asked for the separation?
Yes.
Well, then what's the problem?
I don't like to celebrate failures, okay?
Whoa. Failures? Just because you changed your mind, you think that's a failure?
You know what I mean.
No, I don't. What's up?
We're at St. Jude's from here. It's across the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Wait. No, wait. I'll walk you. I'll walk you.
Hey, really, I just want to be alone for a while, okay?
Wait. Where's my coat?
Hey, Max, how's it going?
Yeah, it's good to see you. How about a couple of drafts for me and my buddy here?
I was just getting you a beer. Yeah, right up.
Come on, what are you, blind? It's a setup. He's lying. He's lying about all of it. I didn't kill anybody.
Stop it. You're not helping your case any. Just stop it.
Stay back here and keep quiet, officer. That was amazing. Carlo coming back from the grave a second time just to finger his killer. Amazing.
Kevin, there's something wrong with that tape.
Yeah, wrong. For Antonio.
Hey, you're not going to buy any of this, are you? It's a setup. It's obvious.
Hell, this boy deserves a medal. Congratulations, Antonio. You done good. Carlo!
Oh, that's enough, all right? Everybody, the service is over. Goodbye. Let's go.
Hey, RJ. You think you're real cool, don't you? Playing me for a sucker? Having me listen to those audio tapes, and all the while you couldn't wait to play this in front of the press today just to make Antonio look worse.
Detective Harrison, all this time I've been operating under a false assumption. I thought you were trying to get to the truth, not just protect your boyfriend.
Just what were you thinking when you encouraged me to have Carlos will forged when you knew you had this taped all the time?
I just got this tape in the mail a couple of days ago from some attorney in Philadelphia.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
Well, even dead, Carl's still trying to think of everything.
RJ. I'll take that tape.
Well, certainly, brother. Anything to further the cause of justice.
All I'm asking is if you had any idea that these tapes existed.
Look, I didn't know about the will, and I didn't know about the tape. And all this stuff about me stealing from him is a bunch of crap.
Okay, just calm down. Even from the grave, Carlo Hesser is not an unimpeachable witness.
Let's go, Antonio. Hank, your office, 15 minutes, okay?
You got it.
I'll be there, too.
All right.
Well, you have to give credit where credit is due. I mean, Carlo has done more to help your case than the entire Landview Police Department. I think you owe his memory a big thank you. And, of course, you can thank me, too. When are we going to make our deal?
Madam Mayor, this is not the time nor the place to discuss a plea bargain. Excuse me.
No, really, all I'm asking you is not to jump to conclusions. My goodness, Carlo Hesser is a thief, a terrorist, a killer. Consider the source here. And also remember that there's another side to the story.
Are you going to tell it?
Oh, you bet I am. And before I get to do that publicly, I'm very happy to help any of you who need any information. Just call my office, leave your name and number with my secretary, Joe.
Are you asking us not to print what Carlo Hesser said?
No, I didn't ask you that. I didn't say that. I just asked you to consider the source. And also, I'm suggesting that you realize that if you print any of this videotape as truth, you're prejudicing any potential juror in the upcoming trial of Antonio Vega.
Counselor?
Mm-hmm.
What if it is the truth?
Kevin, what if it isn't the truth? Do you really want to look that foolish when the truth comes out? Look, I know. You guys have a right to print whatever you want, but also remember that Antonio Vega's got a right to a fair trial. You know, don't blow that for him. Just put yourself in his shoes, okay? Go ahead. I know you got to file your story, and I know that your employers have got to sell papers and get ratings and all of that stuff, but you know what? Antonio Vega's life is on the line, okay? Please remember that. Because I sure don't. You know, no matter what I do, it always comes out backwards. Like I got this letter today, and I realized that I was right to leave the order. I mean, I thank you so much for helping me make that choice, but, you know, here I am, feeling sad about it. Why is that? I think maybe in the back of my mind, I'm afraid that you're not going to listen to me anymore since I'm not in the order. And I need you more than ever because all right, I'm going to get it right up on the table here. I am so in love right now, I could die. Don't take that literally. It's just a figure of speech. But I do love Max. I really do love him. So why am I keeping the secret from him? I mean, it's like this awful dark cloud that hangs over everything that I say when I'm with him. I know that I told my father that I'd hide the fact that he was with this Eleanor Armitage woman the night that she died. And it turns out she's married to the richest man in the world, and my dad will give me no decent excuses whatsoever, and yet here I am, lying to the man that I love. Why am I doing something so stupid? Is that why you sent the nightmare? Stop me from lying, or was it some kind of test? You tried to see if I'll stand by my father. Heavenly Father, please. I'm here praying to you, even though I'm not in that anymore, because I have a deep and abiding faith in your love and wisdom. And I hope that you understand the choice that I made on St. Martin. And even if it was a mistake, I guess what I'm asking for is please protect me from the consequences.
How to go, serve yourself. Leave money in basket on bar, Max. And they say there's no trust left in the world. Hey, Andy. How's it going? Oh. That bad, huh? Let me take a guess. Carlo Hesser's memorial service today and the great revelation.
Thanks.
You know, you should have heard Nora's spin that she put on things for us reporters. I mean, when these stories come out tomorrow, trust me, it is not going to appear as bleak as it looked.
It just seems that everything that happens just buries Antonio deeper. Kevin, I know he's innocent. And I'm going to prove that. Somehow, it just keeps getting harder and harder.
Mind if I sit?
Sure.
Okay. Andy, I know you don't want to hear this, but I really believe that it's something that you should hear.
What? That he's guilty? Kevin, please, just go away.
Andy,
just go
please,
away.
just hear me out, okay? Half the evidence obtained against Antonio was brought in by you. Now, I know, in your heart of hearts, you want this guy to be innocent. But, Andy, you got to face the fact that maybe your heart is losing the battle to your skills as a detective.
You know something, Buchanan? I really thought you had a mind of your own. But you're nothing but a go-along, get-along, just like the rest of us.
Come on, Andy, I'm trying
You're out to bury Antonio. Just follow the herd. Just more than willing to bury him. Like everybody else.
Simple question, Antonio.
Did you or did you not siphon money from Carlo's bank accounts?
Antonio, please answer the question.
No, I did not. You both know why I betrayed Carlo, because I was working for you.
So no money was siphoned off? None whatsoever?
I believe he answered. Next question.
Honey, look, we're just trying to understand this videotape thing.
You know, I'm beginning to wonder if you knew about that videotape, which is why you wanted Antonio there at the memorial service. So he could see Carlo and be stunned when Carlo came on the videotape and announced that he was the murderer. And then what? What was he supposed to do? Throw some sort of cheap Hollywood fit there? Confess to
Look,
everything?
Nora, we had no idea RJ was going to show that tape. We had no idea the tape existed.
Well, maybe you should have. And maybe it should be RJ sitting here talking to you instead of my client.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. I'm going to ask your client whatever I want, and he's going to answer.
No, he's not. Because this little Q&A period is over. My client would like to return to his cell.
Did you have access to Carlo's bank accounts, Antonio?
I am instructing my client not to answer.
McDonald. Sir. Take the prisoner back downstairs to his cell.
I'd like a few minutes alone with him in his cell. Thank you.
This way. Nora had a pretty good point there, Hank.
What? That we should be questioning RJ?
No, that we should have known about that videotape.
Oh. RJ claimed that he was as surprised about that tape as anyone when it was arrived in the mail.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know what I don't get? If Carlos said that he had planned to make Antonio his heir, how come I got a will that says he did make him his heir? I mean, if he knew that he'd been betrayed, why was Antonio in the will at all?
Yeah, that's a good question. I got another question for you. We gonna find a big stash of money somewhere with Antonio Vega's name on it?
Max, what are you doing?
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt whatever you were in the middle of. I probably shouldn't even be here. It just seemed that when you left Rhodey's, you were upset.
I'm fine, okay. Hey, what's wrong?
Well, you'll tell me whenever you tell me if this was all a mistake.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, but I couldn't help overhearing some of your prayer. You said you hoped God would help you with the mistake you made down in St. Martin. I didn't realize that I was a mistake, that you were upset about us being involved with each other. Maybe we should have waited until you were more sure about this. Maybe I pressured you a little bit too much.
No, Max, come on. Do you really think I don't know how I feel about you? You are the one thing in this world I am sure about.
Then why do you feel that getting involved with me is a mistake?
That's not what I said, Max. The prayer wasn't about you or me or us. I love you so much. Please believe that, always.
What were you talking about? What mistake do you think you made down in St. Martin?
All right, look, no thanks. I want Carlo Hess's books checked for any and every cash flow detail. You got it? Right, fine, thanks. All right, now we wait to see if anything suspicious shows up that might tie into Antonio.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna have my tech guys check out that videotape for authenticity. You know, it's amazing what they can do with computers these days.
Yeah, come in.
Is now the right time and the right place? Can we make a deal?
Yeah, sure. Come on in, Alex. But, one question, though. If Carlo knew that he had been betrayed by Antonio, how come you brought me a will that named Antonio as Carlo's chief beneficiary?
Well, isn't that obvious?
Come on, Alex, let's pretend I'm as dumb as you think I am.
You really shouldn't say things like that, Hank. Carlo obviously didn't have time to get his will changed. And then you made the tape the day before he went to the ball on the SS Orion, and then Antonio killed him. Anything else you want to know?
No. No, that'll do for now. Well, have a seat. You want to move on to your deal?
I have been ready to move on to my deal for a long time.
All right, Alex. Here it is. You meet 4 conditions, and I'll ask for a suspended sentence.
4 conditions?
Yes, 4. 1, you plead guilty to misuse of public funds and destruction of evidence. 2, you pay back what you stole. 3, you testify at Antonio's trial about his involvement with Carlo Hesser. And 4, you resign as mayor.
I cannot believe this. After I helped you gather so much evidence against Antonio Vega. Now, why do you want to publicly humiliate me, Hank?
Well, Alex, maybe you want to be privately humiliated. I mean, if you want, like in prison, it's a one-time offer. Take it or leave it.
Look, all I'm saying is that although Carlo's little video display wasn't exactly helpful to our case, it wasn't unnecessarily harmful either. I mean, as long as that's the last bombshell they drop on us, we'll survive. It was, wasn't it? The last bombshell. Face it, Antonio, they're going to go over Carlo's records with fine-tooth accounting software. If they find the least little bit thing strange with the money...
This is great. What, now my own lawyer doesn't believe me?
It's not a question of what I believe. It's a question of what the police will find. Have you neglected to tell me anything? Any financial dealings or something that you've forgotten?
I told you everything.
All right, I'm going to go prepare for your arraignment tomorrow. In the meantime, I'd like you to rack your brain and think back on all the things you did with Carlo, for Carlo, whatever. Okay? Just maybe there's something that you've overlooked.
Okay, fine.
But tell me something, will you?
I'll try.
What happened today? Is that going to affect me getting bail? Yeah. That's what I figured.
Max, look, it's not that I'm afraid of anything that happened on St. Martin.
Is this about that woman that died, the guy Armitage's wife? I mean, you seem pretty upset by that.
Hey, you know what? Can we not worry about that? Can we not worry about St. Martin? All I want to do is make sure that you know how much I love you.
Good. Because I love you, too. I really hate to see you upset.
It's just a letter, you know. I don't know. One of the reasons I became a nun was to simplify my life, you know. It made everything predictable. I had a direction. Everything was mapped out. Rituals, rules. We knew what to expect every day.
But you gave that up.
Yeah, because you helped me realize that I didn't want to be a nun anymore. I just wanted the security or something. Look, Max, half the time I don't know what I need exactly, aside from you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I pressured you too much. It's just I don't have a problem with life throwing big surprises at me. I like it. The crazier, the better. Maggie, even when it throws me down on the ground and stomps on my face, it's all right. Because if things don't go the way you planned, it's not a failure. That's life.
I know I'm supposed to believe that, Max.
Jane, you make decisions every day, your whole life. You don't even think about. Some of them are bound to be mistakes. But underneath you're you. And I know you. Caring, warm, loving, honest. Just trust in that. Just trust in yourself. Because I know I do. And I always will.
What is this all about?
We're on the honor system, ma'am, so please don't cheat.
Oh, thanks. Be sure you're in church on Sunday so that you can remind me not to steal from the collection plate. I've been looking for you.
Really? Well, if you're looking for an apology for me barging into the bathroom...
I didn't say anything about that, did I? No. I'm glad that you did that. That way, I got to get back into the room to see Carla's videotape.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't want to miss that on the big story.
Now, that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. What do you think about the idea of the banner not printing the big story?
Oh, yeah. My dad would just be tickled pink if the banner was the only paper in town to come up empty.
What about what Nora said?
What? That we would, prejudice any future jurors if we print only one side? Forget that. Because Nora just wants us to print her side of the story. That's what lawyers do. And as far as the jury, let the courts deal with them. And as far as we're concerned, we print the facts. Cass, period.
Even if that ruins Antonio's chances of having a fair trial?
What if the story brings out another potential witness for Antonio?
So you don't think Antonio did it?
It's really hard to believe that Antonio did not do it.
Kevin, there is something wrong with that videotape.
You know, you said this before. What is wrong with that videotape?
Since when do criminals like Carlo let anyone take advantage of them? Since when do people like Carlo make videotapes predicting their own demise? Come on. It's like Nora said. Consider the source. And I'm not just talking about Carlo. Consider the source of the videotape.
RJ.
Everybody knows that RJ's been moving in to take over Carlo's operations. He shows up with a videotape. Seems awfully convenient to me, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, Cass. But, you know, we're allowed to think what we want. We have all the facts. But our job is to relay these facts to our readers so that they can choose which way they want to take the story, whether it hurts somebody or whether it helps somebody. Yeah, I've been told I was eloquent, but I've never seen my freedom of speech thing bring a woman to tears before.
Kevin?
What?
I have something in my eye.
Well, don't rub it anymore, because she'll make it worse. Thanks for listening. Here, let me take a look.
What are you doing?
Well, I suppose that technically there was a break in the law. So I will plead guilty, and I will make restitution, and I will testify at Antonio's trial, if that's what you really want me to do. But to resign, Hank, I mean, do I need to remind you that we live in a democratic society? I mean, for the district attorney to force the mayor to resign is unconscionable. It would be, the next thing you know, we'll be living in a police state.
You will live up to the terms of the plea bargain, Alex, or no deal. Take it or leave it.
Well, this breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart. After everything that I have done for you, everything that I have done for Landview, to help you gather evidence against Antonio Vega. I mean, I've cleaned up this city. I've done so much for Angel Square. I built that huge statue. I've lowered taxes. I've done so many things.
You know, every time I meet with that woman, it hits me that I don't get paid enough in this gig.
I hear you, buddy. It's gonna be nice when she steps down, but you sure you want to do a deal with her?
Hey, look, the last thing this town needs is a long, drawn-out trial with her honor crying her eyes out. It'd be a waste of money to take all that much more time to clean up the mess she made in the government. Besides, I'm gonna have my hands full with Vega's trial. Plus, well, I did agree to consider a deal when she brought me Carlo's will.
Yeah, see, that's my point exactly. After hearing what Carlos said on that videotape, it's obvious to me that will's a fake.
Yeah, maybe. But that's just one more reason to deal with Alex. You see, once she thinks she's in the clear, she might slip up and lead us to some new evidence.
Wait a minute. No, whoa. I thought the district attorney was sure that Antonio Vega was guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, I am. It's just that I've got to face off against Nora in that courtroom. So, I wouldn't mind a little more ammunition.
Hey there. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're not sorry that you stayed to fight this?
No, not yet. But I was kind of counting on maybe having a slight chance to win.
You still do.
Maybe. Maybe not. How about you? You, ready for what's coming?
What do you mean?
I worry about you. Somehow I don't think you're prepared.
Prepared for what?
Andy. Odds are that we're gonna have to spend the rest of our lives without each other.
Beverly Hills Family Robinson, ABC Saturday.
I'll tell you what. I'll try not to doubt myself if you try not to doubt that I love you.
I think I can live with that.
I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, but this is right. You and me.
You know, I'm not the most religious guy, but something seems a little bit wrong about making out in a place like this. I mean, what if I lose control?
Well, I guess we'd have to deal with it, wouldn't we? But you're right. We should go somewhere else.
Yeah, dear.
And, on the way, I'll tell you about my plans to redecorate roadies.
Oh.
You don't want me to touch you? I won't touch you.
Kevin, I'm sorry. It's just... You're only going to make it worse.
Well, then I won't touch it, okay? And stop rubbing it because that's not helping it either.
Kevin, it's an eyelash or something.
Look like a whole Volkswagen.
All right, fine. You want to help, fine, do, but please, just be careful.
Not to worry. These hands have blinded prettier than you.
That's right, Leo. Prettier than
All done. You're welcome.
Sometimes you surprise me with how gentle you can be.
Oh, right along face, Alex.
I just got the details of my plea bargain.
Uh-oh. Not such a good deal, huh?
Miserable. And I had to accept it. I'm not going back to Statesville again. And I have to apologize to you. I know I told you that I would replace Bo as police commissioner to make your life easier, but I'm not going to have time to do that.
Well, maybe I can help you. What were the terms Hank gave you?
I get a suspended sentence, but I have to plead guilty to 2 felonies, pay back the money, resign as mayor, and testify against Antonio.
Ouch.
Told you it was miserable.
Well, who takes over as acting mayor?
The president of the city council.
Until when?
Until they have time to have a special election and elect a new mayor.
And this special election takes place after your deal kicks in and after you've gotten your suspended sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good. Maybe I'll finance your re-election campaign.
Are you out of your mind? I can't run for mayor again. It would be... Well, I guess I actually could.
And win.
And win?
All right, Nora, let's get to it. How much time?
I want to talk about bail.
Don't expect any favors.
I'm not asking for favors. All I'm asking is that you remember you're dealing with a man who's done a lot for this community.
I'm working for a gangster?
And then working undercover for the police. As a matter of fact, I think his undercover business is what got him into this mess in the first place.
All right, Nora, I'll try to remember that. And you remember a parolee hid from the police for days after a warrant for his arrest was issued.
And you remember that he spent 6 years in prison for a crime that even you now know he was wrongly accused of.
All right, Nora. Let's get down to it. He took off once. Now, who's to say he's not going to do it again when things heat up in that courtroom, which they will?
The man turned himself in voluntarily. He was innocent of previous crimes, and he says he's innocent of this one. He deserves the chance to take an active participation in preparing his own defense, and that means from the outside.
Save it for the judge, Nora, okay? I'm going to do what I think is right. And I know you wouldn't expect anything different from me.
Don't even talk like that. The last thing that we need to worry about is how we're going to spend the rest of our lives. We have to worry about today. And how we're going to get you out of here tomorrow, okay?
Sure.
We're going to get through this. Look, RJ overplayed his hand today by pulling that videotape up out of the blue. When he does stuff like that, it just shows how hard he's trying to frame you. I mean, we both know that he's probably the one who killed Carlo, right? And pretty soon the cops are going to be all over him. He might even give something up.
Andy, that tape, RJ didn't make it. Carlo did.
So?
Look, I went into this with my eyes open. But I thought I was up against the system. And maybe RJ. Not up against a dead man, too. See, I seriously underestimated Carlo. Bad. I never thought he'd be able to come out of his grave and bring me down. But I was wrong.